Welcome back, guys, to another day of Advent of Code. I've had a long day at work today, and I think I'm already very exhausted. But I really wanted to do today's Advent of Code because I don't want it to pile up. I hope that doesn't reflect here. So, in this one, we've gone looking for the chief historian again, but the chief's not here. I think we'll find him only on day 25. But we find this one elf that comes looking to us for help, and she wants us to find Xmas in a bunch of strings, or not actually strings, it's like a 2D array of letters. And we have to look for Xmas in whatever direction possible, which is, for example, in this, it can be X, M, A, S, or down to up, or it can be backwards, X, M, A, S, or it can be a diagonal X, M, A, S. So mm, we have to write code for this. Now I think I'll start with the brute force method, and if I come up with an idea in between that somewhere, then we will optimize. Cool, let's begin. Okay, so this is quite heavily and very inefficiently coded, but what we are doing here is we are looping through every element in the 2D array, which is we are, let's put this in the next line so that it's a little more clear here. What we are doing is we are going through each element. We are going through this, then this, then this, then this, and we're checking in all four directions for each of them. We're checking on the right if this forms one of the possible things for Xmas, or if this forms something like Xmas. So if we come to some place like this, we find that it's Xmas, and if you come down here, you again see it's Xmas down from down to top. And similarly, if it is only a single one, then we see it here as Xmas, and we see it as looking for a possible, yeah, this. We see this as another possibility. So we add all of them up, and that's how we get the answer that is being expected, which is 18. How we are doing this is we're iterating through the 2D array using I and j, and for each of them we are checking if we are not going out of bounds everywhere. And for left to right and top to bottom, it's easy to just check for one direction. But if you're checking from the top left diagonal to the right, I mean diagonally from left to right like that, then we are checking for both if they don't get outside the extreme bounds. And similarly for left right to left, which means from the right top to bottom left, we're checking again, and we're checking that it doesn't go below what the maximum length is, and to the left of the minimum, which is 0. So yeah, that's what we are doing, and a very brute force sort of method, but we're getting the answer. So let's try this for the actual input. Now let's see if this is right. Cool. I mean, brute forcing it so bad, I think it should have definitely come out as a gold star. Now let's go to part 2. Let me read this and let you know what this is. Okay, so in this part, the elf actually was trying to tell us something else. Instead of finding Xmas, the entire word like that, we are supposed to look for MAS in such a way that it forms an X, like MAS and SAM or MAS, whatever it is, it should form an X. So we have MAS here and SAM here. So does that? Yeah, cool. So this it's the same thing, but now we're looking for a condition where it has to be in both the diagonals. Cool. I think we are going to have to change our code quite a bit. So let's do that. Right, so you got it. I mean, guys, though, remember I told you I have had a long day. That's really catching up with me now. So this was not that hard actually, but we had to change the condition to look at everything from a center point, which means if we look at this, while debugging, I realized my mistake during the coding thing. So basically, we don't start from 0 0. I should change that to make my code a little bit better here also. We should start from 1 1. We'll get the same results. So we start from 1 1, which is here, and then we check on the top left and the bottom right, and at the same time top right and the bottom left. If both of them form mus or sam, then we count that as an Xmas. Now that was quite easy actually with the brute force, but it took me a lot of time to just figure it out. Anyway, so now let's try it with the actual input. One 952. Awesome, guys, great. I'll see if I can find a better way to do this. I'll think about it, probably with a fresh mind tomorrow, and put it up as a separate video if we can do it. Until the next day, see ya, bye.